polls show Trump and Cruz in a dead heat. David Yepsen's director of the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute at Southern Illinois University and a former political director for the Des Moines Register. Welcome, David. You know the state better than anyone. And we have relied on you every 4 years, and we come back to you yet again today. Is the race in Iowa as close as the polling suggests? Yes or no?
I think it is close. And this whole spat with Ted Cruz over ethanol is significant because Donald Trump, and he mentioned it right there in the clip, in his speech that we just saw, he's in a battle for every vote he can take away from Ted Cruz. And when Terry Branstad, the governor of this state, said Ted Cruz should not get elected, should not win Iowa, huge story, and it's designed primarily to try to chip away a few votes from Ted Cruz and send them someplace else, probably Donald Trump.
David, let me just stop you there and explain to viewers outside of Iowa. Branstad's a popular governor. And he has weighed in, not at the 11th hour, but, you know, on the 13th day prior. And he's blasting Cruz because Cruz at one point made a vote that said, I'm going to shoot down the subsidies, and came back and changed his vote. What sort of weight does the governor play or hold right now? And what is the state of ethanol in Iowa as it relates to caucus goers? How much weight is there on this issue?
The polls show us, Bill, that caucus goers in both parties support ethanol subsidies. It's a local business that's taking corn, making fuel out of it. But it's not the only issue, and it's certainly not an issue where I have seen people go around with a checklist and say, oh, you got to be this way on ethanol. People are looking at things like character and electability in candidates, how they like them, can this person be president, and oh, yeah, what's their position on ethanol? So for the governor to weigh in, he's putting his status on the line here. He's trying to convince people not to vote for Cruz. I think this will help Trump, but I also think that this politically could also help Marco Rubio. There's a dynamic in these things. When two candidates get into a fight with each other, in this state anyway, the odd candidate out can oftentimes be the guy who wins. People have visited Donald Trump. They might not like him, so they've gone over to Ted Cruz. Now all of a sudden Ted Cruz is moving in the polls. He's taking more incoming, and the governor hits him with this thing on ethanol. And I think what that can do is move votes maybe to Marco Rubio.
Interesting analysis. Cruz would come in and argue, hey, you know, this is the kind of stuff that has got us $18 trillion in debt. This is the kind of stuff that needs to stop. I mean, at one point he made that argument. We'll see if he goes back to it. Ben Carson's team had an absolute tragedy in your state. I'm just wondering, what is the effect of, wow, you have four young workers who their van slips on a piece of ice and one is killed.
It's a very sad day here in Iowa today in all campaigns. This state right now is filled with 20-somethings working in campaigns, working for network television. It's really exciting to see people engaged. And when this kind of tragedy hits, a car hit an ice patch, rolled over, and this young man, Braden Joplin, 25, from Lubbock, Texas, was killed. And it's just a sad day in Iowa.
I thought Dr. Carson's statement was heartfelt as well, and it should have been. Thank you, David. We'll talk again, okay, as we get closer. David Yepsen there in Des Moines. Thank you.